of this beautiful plant here, and I put this on a moss pole several months ago, and it's just going to do a little bit of cleanup on it. These dead leaves. Let's get in here and just kind of clean these out. What I really need to do with this one is I need to basically wrap it and tie it around the pole. You see this here is attached, and it's doing really great. It's doing really good. I was concerned about it, but what I need to do now is, you see you have these, look at these long stems. So this really nice stem here. This stem has come off. So let's kind of go up. And when you get this stem, several of them are doing really good. There we go. So I have these nice ends. What I may have to do, and I don't think I'm going to do it tonight, but this one is almost to the point to where I want to start taking clippings off of it because it is growing really well. Just want to get this wrapped around here. But look at this long stem here coming off to the side. So just kind of wrap this around. I need a longer pole, but it would be a bit of a project to take this one off of this pole and add it to a different pole. But this can definitely go higher at this point. There we go. And then I had one more, well, I have two more. Look at this one, another really long one here. Nice little stem, a little vine. Let's just wrap this around, take it on up. But this one is at the point where I really would like to start thinking about propagation and propagating it. And I'm just gonna kind of tuck this around itself at this point. And I have one more here. It's another really long vine that's not on the pole. This plant is doing really good. I have it sitting under a grow light. It's under one of these lights. It just sits right there on the floor. But I have two of them, so I'm going to do this one, get this one rewrapped. And then I have a philodendron mic, and I want to get that rewrapped as well. This was so sparse when I first put it on this moss pole, and now it is thick. But there we go. Just a quick rewrap. There we go. Just to keep it on the pole. And it's doing really good. It's doing really good. Hit this with a little bit of leaf shine as well. So my gardening, let me see, my leaf shine is right here. There we go. No, I'm not going to kill the poor plant. Actually, this plant is growing, and I'm just kind of wrapping it up and bringing it up vertically. Just kind of bring it up those poles. This is a moss pole. And so this is a really nice. Look at that. I have another one. This one is good. Let's set this one back on the ground here. This is where it sits. And this one is growing even more. Look at it. It's trailing all over the place. It's philodendron micin. And it's doing good. Look at this. Beautiful. The leaves are, I really like the leaves on this philodendron micin. They just kind of have that slightly fuzzy look to it. But it is growing everywhere. Look at it. It's all over the place here. And I just want to take this and just rewrap it Look at this. This is done so well. Take one vine, one stem at a time, and just rewrap it around the pole and take it back up. But this one is done so well, I may have to take cuttings from it sooner than I would like, because it has just grown like gangbusters since I've taken it and kind of made it go vertical. There we go. But I can definitely propagate this one. This one is, and you can see, if you look, talking about propagation, look at this. Those are little roots under there. So the leaves on the top, these little roots on the bottom, all those places where you have these little roots coming out the bottom like this, I could snip that off and propagate and produce quite a few more philodendron micans. I don't have the pots to propagate in. I could probably do it in water, but I don't have the tubes that I want to use right now. So I'm not going to propagate tonight, but I'm not going to tie it down. I'm going to wrap it up, but I'm not going to tie it because I'm going to come back and I'm going to propagate this one. It has grown so much that I definitely want to propagate it and produce more philodendron micin. It's a beautiful plant. And this is the time of year I've invested a lot in my outdoor plants, my peppers and things of that sort, which are still going great outside. I'm going to bring a lot of those back in. But I haven't spent as much time with my indoor plants, and they just need a little bit of TLC. And that's basically what I'm giving these plants right now. Just giving them a little bit of TLC. This one is going to be propagated. You can see it grows a little more thinly, more sparsely, but definitely longer vines than the other one that I just had up here. But all of these little roots, all the way around, that can produce, I don't know, I probably can produce 10 to 12 different plants off of this one vine. And I would definitely do that. I just had to order in the tubes to put my cuttings into, because I definitely want to keep them alive. Just taking off some of these dead leaves. Okay. Now I have another one because this is all about vines tonight. So we can take this one, set it to the side. Now this one is doing good. It's a lot smaller. Look at those leaves. It's beautiful, isn't it? But I don't have a moss pole. Let me get one in this pot real quick. This is a good problem to have where your plants are growing and you need to maintain them, and you need to do a bit of maintenance work with them because they're growing, not because they're dying. I'm really excited to have plants that are doing really good because, you know, they're all growing in pond. It's a nice substrate, which is one of my favorite substrates to grow indoor plants in. And I would just wrap this one around this moss pole. See if I can get that a little bit deeper. There we go. Stand that up. There we go. So now I have this moss pole into this pot. Nice string here. Let's take the string loose. There we go. I'm gonna leave it tied at the top. And then I'm gonna take this plant and just like the others, wrap it around this moss pole. And now it's gonna be at first a situation where the leaves are not pointing all in the right direction. That's okay. As the plant gets under light, the leaves will shift to the right direction. There we are. And just kind of come here under that leaf. And then just use the string, wrap back around. There we go. And there's another little coming up on this side, but it's not. Let's see if I can maybe get this up on the pole as well. Yes, I can. There we are. That is perfect. So now you see how I took this, brought it up, let it grow vertical, because it was growing, which would have been any more horizontal, just down. But now we've raised it up, going vertical. Perfect. And then just take this and tie it. Not too tight, because you don't want to constrict the plant, right? You don't want to tie it tight to where the plant has a lot of pressure on it. Just want it to be tight enough to where it holds everything in place. And that's that. Real simple, real quick. I like that a lot. That looks good. Take some of this just to kind of help balance the weight. Put a little bit of this inside of it. Normally I would fill it all the way to the top with the pun and it just kind of makes it heavier. And I may do that a little bit later. But you can see, and this will all probably be repotted here in the next, there we go. Probably in the next 6 months or so, I will probably take this. Once this grows in a bit, get a bit more weight, a little more girth, I would take this up into a larger pot. But I think right now, this size pot for the amount of growth that we have here, and this plant really just took off here in the last few months. It hasn't been growing this well, but it's under some grow lights. But now I can get it down on the floor. That looks good. Let's get another one. Oh, it's all about vines. It's all about vines. Look at this one. And look at these leaves. Look at that. That's beautiful. Almost speckled. It's a beautiful variegation. I have another moss pole. Same things with the others. Get this moss pole in place. Get that in there. Normally I would like to do a moss pole like this in a bigger pot, but just for now, just to get these going vertical, I think it'll be okay. Now this plant had just taken off, and I just had to kind of put, it was starting to weave around other plants. And that's the reason I want to bring it up on the pole, to stop it from just roaming randomly across the room and intertwining around other plants. But it's really pretty. Look at that. Just nice long stem here. But let's get this wrapped around. Again, these leaves will turn towards the light. So I will set this undergrow light with the light above it. Bring that down a little bit. Bring that down again. Just make sure I have enough room on this pole. Here we are. So even the ones that are upside down, they will flip, or the next set will be flipped up in the right direction. There we are. And then just take the string back around it. Hold it in place. I'm going to have to add a bit more pond to this pot. Let me get this up. Get that leaf flipped over. There we go. That looks good. Okay, and then just kind of tie this here. It's going to hold this in place. So you ask the name of this plant. And unfortunately, I can't remember. I'm so sorry. I normally have them labeled, or I keep all my names. I know the names of most of them. But wow, I'm pulling a blank on this one. Hopefully someone else can see it at some point and drop it in the comments. I'll have to look it up, and I can't do it now because I don't have my phone. But I know that this one is one that lays flat, and those leaves are going to drop down. I can look it up, and it's really beautiful. A lot of great texture on that leaf. Man, I just hate that I can't remember the name of it. Maybe it's just really late. It's pulling a blank. I'm sorry about that. I really wasn't even planning to work with this one, but I just saw that it has grown in so well. But I do apologize. I will come back to this video and check the comments, say tomorrow when I will post this live. Check the comments tomorrow, and I will leave the name of this plant in the comments. So once I have that, I will leave it, because I'm almost certain I know which one it is, but I just can't remember it right now. It's probably just a little late for me. I'm just a little tired. But I'll look it up, and I will put that, because I know pretty much what I bought. I'll go back to my notes, and I will get that. I will get that for you. This pot's empty. There's no plants growing in this one, but I need a little bit of this. Raise the level up a little bit. Yeah. As soon as this live is over, I'll do a bit of research, and I will look up the name and throw it in the comments section and in the description as well. There we go. So, I'm really happy because I've tried this pond, this growing medium, and I was not sure when I first started using it about a year ago. And I've heard a lot of bad things about it. People said it's a little gimmicky, it doesn't work well. I know that before I was using soil-based growth media, and I was having a lot of problems with bugs, flies, gnats, things of that sort. And that has been reduced tremendously. Now, there are still some in here, which I don't mind completely, because I have a lot of these growing in here. And this is a Venus flytrap. I have several Venus flytraps. So I actually don't mind if there's a few like small flies or gnats or things in here, because the Venus flytraps, they eat those. Now I need to clean this one up a little bit. But no, this is I have several Venus flytraps. I have some pitcher plants. I love carnivorous plants. I have, now what I need to buy and I don't have right now is a really tall cell. I'm going to a flower show pretty soon, probably this weekend. The Malvern Autumn Show. I may go to that this weekend. And what I'm going to look to buy is Sarracenia, which is a pitcher, North American pitcher plant. And they complement these Venus flytraps really well. So a few tiny little gnatty flies in here doesn't bother me at all, because of the Venus flytraps. They love they love having a little bit. But I don't like to walk in here and be overrun, right? But if you're going to have plants growing in your home, it's understandable that you probably have some things like that, you know, some other little plant and little insects that get in here. That's probably to be expected. But this growth medium really cuts down on a lot of that. And I use these semi-hydroponic pots, which allows me to water really just once every 2 to 3 weeks in some cases. I travel a lot, so when I travel, I'm not here. We were gone over the summer, over the course of an entire month. And I watered all my plants heavily before I left, not waterlogged, but I watered them all heavily. And I was able to, you know, really load them up with water, load these pots up with water, gone for a month, come back, and it looked exactly the way it looks right now. The plants did not suffer at all. I was gone for right at 30 days. But because I use these self-watering pots, and then the carnivorous plants were sitting in trays of water, I really took a lot of care, because I know I wouldn't have anyone coming in here. Came back, plants look great. I was really pleased with the way the plants held up while I was away for such an extended period. Normally I'm not going that long, and I would have someone here, but in that case, that wasn't available. The plants held up really well. I think that's the last one for tonight. The growth medium, let me show you exactly what it is. I have another bag of it, let me show you. All right, I can set this plant to the side. And let's open this box. Had this delivered from Amazon just a couple of days ago. And it's pretty heavy. I'm not gonna pretend like it's not. And this is what 90% of my indoor plants are growing in. Lechuza pond. I found out about this stuff. You know what I'm trying to find? If I can find a description in English, because it's written in a lot of different languages on the back here. It's a German company, I do believe. Oh, and I don't see it in English. It's a perfect alternative to conventional potting soil, structurally stable, supports root aeration, and perfectly controls water supply. Organic matter contains very little organic matter. pH is 7.1, salt content really low. And basic materials is pumice, lava, zeolite, and a little bit of fertilizer. So this is a pumice, lava rock mixture, zeolite, and then they put a little bit of fertilizer in that. But that's pretty much what it looks like. This has a little bit of trash in it, but that's pretty much what it looks like coming out the bag. But this is what I use for my growth medium for almost all of my plants. Everything that you see growing back here is growing in this stuff. And I've had some pretty good success. One of the plants I'm really excited about because I do love begonia. I really like this little guy right here. This one, smart enough to leave the tag in there. Sizemore begonia. I mean, you can make that out. But I just love it because look at the leaves, all that texture, and it has these hairs that grow out of the leaves. And I need to water it, but it is nice. Put that back. I do love this begonia. It is not the only one I have. I have several others here, but it's the one that is doing the best right now. I'm not going to turn this into a plant show off where I'm showing off all my favorite plants, but this is one that has been growing really well. And you can see it is large as well. It's not small at all. It's definitely a large size begonia. Look at this leaf. Look at that. That is beautiful. And just that texture, you can see those hairs, all those hairs on that leaf. And there's another plant that I'm really happy with as well. Here's another begonia. Now this one's not doing bad. It's not doing bad. I may need to get it a bit more light. There's another begonia. This one is Curly Fire Flush. And I think this one needs a bit more light. This is another begonia that I have. Again, I do love begonias. And look at the stems on that one. Just that red, that dark red. You see how furry those stems are? Most people may not find this exciting, but yeah, I find this exciting. But this one's doing okay. It's doing okay. I like this one. Again, it may need a bit more light. But if I had to pick a star of the show right now, look at that. Look at the leaves, half white, half green. Look at that variegation. So this one, I need to get this one up onto a pole. I'm not gonna do that tonight because I love this plant so much and it's growing in so well. And oh wow, look at that stem, just beautiful. Just the coloration on this to me is crazy. The fact that these leaves are coming in the way they are. I need to water it as well. I'll get in here in a couple of days, get some. So a lot of the plants here are growing, they're doing pretty good. They're growing okay. And I repotted this one. Now I would like to get this one up on a moss pole as well, but I'm not gonna do this one tonight. Let me clean some of these off. Love this chartreuse color, just very bright. And this is my Thai Constellation Monstera. It is not doing great right now, and I need to figure out exactly why. I think it keeps burned by my lights. I keep trying to raise the lights up, but this Thai Constellation not doing so great. This philodendron is doing good. I have two of these. So here's one of the philodendrons right here. And here is another philodendron. And you can see very burgundy colored plant. The leaves, looks great color. I picked this one up at a garden center. It was unnamed, didn't have a name on it. I've asked people which philodendron they think it is, gotten different answers on that. But I love these different colors. But this is just such a dark burgundy plant. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how my indoor plants have been coming along. I haven't been growing indoor plants for a while. Most of the time I just do outdoor ornamentals, but like last year I started doing this indoor. So this one, you can see just really burgundy, but a bit of green on the leaves. They kind of go more green once they're older, but you see when they're very young, like this is a very new leaf. See how burgundy that is? But as they get a little older, they kind of go a little more green, but just those first new leaves, our first flush, come on, this leaf is very soft and it is very burgundy. This leaf is a little darker, it's gone more green. But this plant's doing well, it's a happy plant. I have to come up with another mounting solution for this particular light. It's just not high enough. So I'm going to get this light lit up higher. I'm not going to work on that tonight. I'm going to get that light higher. Is that what it is? Okay. Rojo Congo is the name. Okay, thank you. Because I've asked people before, and like I said, I have two of them. Here's another one. Bigger pot. I don't want to pick the pot up because the pot is much larger. But yeah, the leaves come out and have that beautiful red color on the leaf. And then as they get older, they fade to just a dark emerald green color. And I really do enjoy these plants. I haven't added much to plants this year. Mostly I've just been kind of maintaining and then dealing with a lot of the outdoor plants. I have a lot of peppers and tomatoes, and I've been dealing with a lot of that. But I'm heading towards the time of year now when it's getting a bit cooler. And as it gets cooler, I spend more time with my indoor plants. I have a few others. I'm not going to show them all off because there's so many of them. I also had to make a bit of space because I have several plants outside that I'm going to bring back inside. The first frost day for where I live right now is stated between December the 1st and December the 10th. So between December the 1st and December the 10th, I have several plants that I need to get in. Some calla lilies and several others. Some of those I may let go dormant. Some others I'll probably want to keep them, going through the winter. So I'm going to bring those in. The peppers I'm going to bring in. So I'm going to kind of get in here and do a bit of reorganizing and free up a bit of space so I can, one last plant, and that'll be it. One last plant I want to show, but free up a bit of space is what I need. Is what I'm going to have to do. Got to clean that up. This is my favorite blue star fern. I love this guy. I mean, look at this color. It's that silvery green coloration on that. But yeah, this is a blue star fern. Just kind of get in here, clean it up a little bit as well. Some of these older fronds. This is the oldest one I have. And it needs to be repotted. I can look and see that it needs to be repotted. Now I just knocked over a plant that I'm going to have to pick up. And that is this. This is much more of a tropical plant. It's a walking onion. It produces these little side shoots, which I have several, so I can pick this off. I need to propagate this one and get it in a larger pot. It's doing really good. When I brought this thing in, it was the size of this. See this tiny little here? It was this. Bulb it. Now it's a full-size bulb and has these beautiful leaves coming off of it. This is not an edible onion. Not in the same family, not at all. But I can tell that it's time for me to get back in here, get busy with the indoor plants. This needs to be repotted. I can look and see it like it's starting to grow up out of the bottom. I have a couple other blue star ferns that I've already repotted. They're smaller, but this larger one needs to be repotted. I need to propagate that onion. So there's a series of plant tasks that I'm gonna be working on over the next, really probably the next 2 to 3 months, just slowly working through all of these projects. I'm gonna film a lot of that as I go through it. Oh, look at this. On the back, trying to propagate, talking about propagation. That's how ferns propagate. That's the first part of it. I'm not necessarily trying to propagate this fern, but I do love the fact that it is growing and healthy enough to feel like, oh, I'm happy enough to propagate here. The plants propagate when they feel like they are in a good environment, also when they feel as though they're stressed. I don't think this plant is stressed, not me. Look at how large and beautiful these fronds are. But yeah, I have some smaller ones that I've already repropagated. But I have a lot of work to do with my indoor plants. I'm really excited about it though, because as the weather turns a little cooler outside and I'm not doing as much out there, the days get shorter. I have my grow lights on in here and I have all these indoor plants, year-round gardening. And so as I'm putting the outside plants to bed, putting them to sleep, I can pour a lot more attention into these guys. And I'm really excited and looking forward to the next few months of working with these plants, and especially considering how well they're growing and they need to be propagated and making more. And so I'm going to end up in a place here probably in the spring while I have more plants, and I don't know, I'll start giving them away at some point, because when I have more than I can grow, I'll figure out how to get rid of them, but not in a bad way, like get rid of them, but as to give them to someone else. Say, hey, you want some plants? And I do believe that sharing plants is really a great way to kind of go forward with plants. You want to grow as many as you can and then share once you reach a point where you have enough. A lot of people share their monsteras and things like that. So once I get my monsteras, I want to get those repotted. They need to be in larger pots. So several of my plants is ready to kind of upgrade them into larger pots. So definitely looking forward to it. All right. I wanted to just jump on live here for a few minutes. I'm excited about what all I'm going to be able to do with my plants over the next couple months. I'm really excited about the winter season and my indoor plants. I see I have a lot of work because I won't lie, I took a little break from my indoor plants. I mean, I've been watering them, fertilizing them, kind of watching them, but I can definitely tell that they need a bit more attention. Definitely. And I'm going to give them a bit more attention. So I'm excited about having this project to work with over the next couple months, 2 to 3 months, through the whole year, honestly. So, hey, be sure to jump in on these lives. I try to do these on Sundays. If I could get on another day, I will. But yeah, normally on a Sunday for this channel, I may do them a little earlier than I did tonight. But I'm excited about it, guys. All right. Thank you, everyone who jumped in on the live, and I will check back with you. Hey, have a good week. Have a great week.